This video is brought to you by the Farmer Klein YouTube channel. Be sure to like, subscribe, and comment.
Hello everybody, and welcome back to another Farming Simulator 22 Map First Impressions video. Today we're going to take a look at Frühling. But before that, this video is brought to you by Gaming Joy and Brad. Thank you for being farm barons. So Frühling can be found over at the farmingsimulator.com website or the in-game downloadable content menu. And as of the 1.0 release, this map is available for all platforms. Let's read a little bit of the description before we jump on in. Welcome to Frühling, a small, dreamy region in the center of Germany. The fictional map is designed for small to medium-sized machines. It has a beautiful rustic farm, 14 fields, 7 meadows, and 1 forest area. In addition, the map is equipped with numerous sales and production points right from the start. The farm includes chickens, cows, sheep, and a horse named Hope. In addition, the farm has a fermenting silo, a multi-store, and a greenhouse. There are flat fields in front and behind the farm suitable for building. The description goes on and gives an interesting story about a boxer. I don't know if it is, I guess it's a motivational kind of little bit there in the description. But at any rate, let's just go ahead and jump on in. We're going to activate the mods we use when we take a look at these maps. That is additional field info, additional game settings, field lease, and field calculator. We also have the required mod of Hessen Farm activated. I will leave a link in the description below also to that particular mod. Now, if you load this farm up without the required mod, I'm pretty sure that the farm is going to be fairly empty because they are using a lot of the buildings, if not all the buildings, from the Hessen Farm mod here on this map. And if you load this map up in Farm Manager or start from scratch, it is exactly how you're going to see it here in New Farmer mode, except you don't own the land. But the machinery and the buildings are still here. In fact, regardless of the game mode, when you load this map up, you're going to be consuming 1,068 slots. So let's go ahead and take a look at the PDA. The first thing you're going to notice is this is a small map. If we zoom on out, you can kind of get a sense of how big it is compared to how big most PDAs are when we zoom all the way out. So we're just going to zoom in a little bit here. We have all of our standard crop types available to us here on Farm Sim 22. And if we take a look at the lands area, we see we own the main farm here, which is 2.95 acres. It also includes this area down here to the south. This is where the sheep are. We also have a pasture over here to the west, $77,000. Field 12, which is $35,900, and Field 5, which is $29,580. We also own Field 14 for $20,100, and then we have another, looks like pasture here on the other side of the river for $42,060. There is one buyable forest on this map, and it is right here for $93,300. And then the rest of the map is just going to be buyable fields and or meadows. We go ahead and take a look at our field calculator. You're going to see that the farm's fields that we own right now are 0.48, 0.51, and 0.34 hectares in size. If we take a look at the rest of the fields on this map, we can see that overall, the largest field is 1.82 hectares in size, but most of them are less than 1. If we continue and look at our farm lease calculator, or farm land lease calculator, I should say, this will help us identify how big the buyable land is, as well as what the cost is for those farmlands. So you can see where we are here with respect to the farmlands and the costs and what we own at the start. And then the free farmlands that are available if they are tied to a field, if they're not tied to a field, and then what costs those are. So you can go ahead and pause the video here if you want to take a closer look. Take a look at the crop counter. You can see we have the base game crop counter available to us here on the map. If we take a look at the prices screen, you're going to see that we are indeed able to sell every single crop that we can grow in base game Farm Sim 22. We also have 3 sell points for a sugar beet cut. We have the ability to sell eggs, wool, and milk. We also have the ability to sell wood chips, silage, hay, straw, and grass. We also then have the ability to sell every single production item that we could possibly make in the base game for Farm Sim 22. So that is extremely, extremely good to see. We even have a bulk sell point or buy point for lime, and we have our stone crusher to get rid of our pesky stones on the fields. If you take a look at our farm machinery and in new farmer mode, you can see that it is all fairly new, well maintained. None of it is leased. We do start out with some animals. We start out with 10 Holstein cows. We have 10 sheep. We have 10 chickens and 1 rooster and a horse called Hope. Now, if we take a look here, we do need to feed all of these guys because they do not have any feed in them at the start. We do have contracts available, and as far as starting production goes, we own a fermenting silo and a large greenhouse. Now, this fermenting silo is part of the Hessen Farm Pack. You can see we have 1,000 units of grass to 1,000 units of silage, 1,000 units of hay to silage, 1,000 units of chaff to silage, and 1,000 units of straw to silage. And then we have our standard large greenhouse there. Let's go ahead and kind of walk on in the front door, if you will. So once we are here at the farm, our farmhouse, we have a wardrobe trigger. And then up the steps, we do have our sleep trigger. Everything on the farm that you can see here is indeed sellable. So we have a totally customizable farm, and here is our silo. So you have our dump station and our fill pipe. We can sell this building, I'm pretty sure. Now, the decorative items here and these decorative items, I don't think they go away, but I'm pretty sure this lean-to type structure does go away also. Over here on the side of the farm, we have our chickens. So this is standard base game chicken coop. So we've got our chicken trigger there. We have our eggs, and then we have our food trough. See our fermenting silos coming up. So here we have our fermenting silos. So we have our dump station and our fill pipe for that. Trailer. Over here we have a custom cow area, so we have our milk trigger. We have our cow 5.45 cows total for this custom cow area. Of course, you do need to sell the cows before you can sell the cow area. Really cool pack, and this is the Hessen Farm Pack that you can get off the Mod Hub independently of the map. Then we have our food trough and straw trigger located inside of here. We have our slurry point. We have a horse called Hope. So we have our food trough, our water trough, and our horse point right there. We have a slurry spreader, and then our manure pile for our cows. Now, as I said, way down the way there, we have our sheep area. We're going to take a look at that here in a little bit. But for now, let's go ahead and take a look at our starting machinery on new farmer mode. So we start out with the Steyr 8150 and the Massey Ferguson 4710M. We have the Topliner 4090H harvester that is paired up with the Topliner 4090H grain header. We also have the 4090H header trailer. We have 3 Walger DK 115 trailers. We have the EG39 Rabe cultivator, the Agrosem Combi Plow 3-meter subsoiler with a Nordstein HK 2530 NS 3030 seeder. We then have the Amazon ZA TS 3200 fertilized spreader. We have the FarmTech 800 slurry spreader. We have the Side Kuhn GMD 4411 mower. We have the Pottinger Alpine Hit 4.4H tedder. We have the Z2 840H windrower, the Pottinger Boss Alpine 251 forage wagon. We have then the Kuhn RA142 TMR mixer, the Lizard HKS8 milk trailer water trailer, and then the Joskin Aquatrans 7300S water trailer. We have front loader arms. We have then a pallet fork and bale spike for those front loader arms. And then we also have a 600 kilogram front weight. Oh, wow, that is always a breathful. So let's go ahead and get it set up for that fly around. We'll fly around the map. But before that, I do want to look at this. Pretty sure we don't have anything extra other than the Hessen pack, but I do just want to make sure. The only custom production is the fermenting silo. No custom sell points, greenhouses, orchards, or generators. We do have the custom cow area. We have a modified horse area. Takes 8 horses and doesn't take water. We have a sheep pasture that takes 100 sheep versus 15. We have 200 chickens versus 30. So that isn't a base game chicken area. It's been slightly modified. All that looks good. And then if we take a look at our textures, looks like we have some pretty standard FS22 textures to work with. Now, with respect to production on the map, there are 14 production items built into the map. It's hard to believe a map this size has 14 production items crammed into it, but it does indeed. So first off, here we have our one of our grass meadows that is part of the starting land on a new farmer mode. Then we have our starting farm located right there. Field 12 just on the other side of the farm. Field 5 is literally just around the bend up there. And then we have another grass field located right there. That is all our starting land. So as far as production goes, we have fermenting silo in the large greenhouse. We own both of those at the start. There's a biogas plant, a bakery, a tailor, a dairy, a cereal mill, a grain mill. In fact, there's 2 grain mills, grape processing, a spinnery, oil mill, carpentry, sugar. All of those are built into the map. So down below here we have our greenhouse and our sheep. We can sell the greenhouse, we can sell the sheep pen, but the building behind the sheep pen and all of that will remain. So we have our sheep buy point, as we've said earlier, 100 sheep in this pen. Water and food, and then we have our wool spawn point. We have our greenhouses here. So we have our greenhouse pallet spawn point, and then we have our water point, and there you go for your greenhouses. So here we have field 15, and then everything that you see off in the distance at this point is out of bounds. So the lake is pretty much outside of the playable area. Let's go ahead and just kind of spin around. So we have our main farm right there. And we'll go ahead and make our way this direction. And let me tell you what, guys, this map has a little trick up its sleeve. It's the first map that I know of that we have seen this. This is not a second cow area. This is the animal dealer, and these guys are, as you can see, they are alive and are moving. So we have animated cows in our animal dealer area. We're going to take a closer look at that when we get around to our drive around, but that is the animal trigger, or the animal dealer. Everything you see on the other side of this field is out of bounds. This map has done a really great job with respect to the field bound or the map boundaries given its small size. So we have our biogas plant, we have the sugar mill, we have the carpentry facility, we have our stone crusher, and our oil mill. And that is out of bounds also. So over here we have our only forest on the map, located right there. We have a custom grain mill located right here. Off in that direction, we have a sell point. I believe that is the restaurant sell point. Here we have a sell point for, pretty sure this is our hay, straw, grass sell point. We'll take a look at that when we do our drive around. We have another kind of collection of production up here. We have the cereal factory, the base game grain mill. We have our grape processing facility, our dairy, and our spinnery. Right around the corner from that, we have our biogas plant. And then a little bit further up the street, we have a sell point in the farmer's market. We've almost managed to make a full lap around the map at this point. We have a little town. We have the bakery over here. We have the tailor shop over here. We have our fuel station. And then we also have a grocery sell point located right there. And then we have our shop right here. So that is basically the aerial tour of the map. That is the map as a whole. It is a pretty small little map. It is going to be perfect, absolutely perfect for someone who is just looking for just some casual gameplay, doesn't really have time to invest a whole lot of time in field work, and just wants to kind of get in, get out after a half hour, maybe an hour of gameplay every so often. This map is going to definitely be your ticket for that. If you are maybe wanting to try smaller machinery, maybe you want to do a sub 100 horsepower playthrough, this is going to be your map for sure. So here we have our new vehicle spawn point. We have our customized sell, repair, and trade shop trigger located right there. Let's go ahead and hop on into our Mahindra. Zoom out a little bit and we'll drive around. So as I said, right across the street here we have our grocery sell point, and we have some really cool decorations. A lot of details going on here, which I like to see. So we've got our dump station kind of at our loading dock. I like the shopping carts kind of around the side. And I like this right here. Look, we got someone bringing out some boxes to their car. I don't know where they went, but anyway, and then oops, someone knocked the cart over and just left it out in the middle of the way. So we have our fuel station over here. Then through town, we have our bakery. So we have our dump station and our spawn point for our pallets at the bakery. Right along the rivers or the lake's edge. We have our interactive icon for the bakery. We have our wardrobe trigger for the tailor. Really great details. Wish the PDA image was maybe a little bit smaller just so it didn't take up so much room here on the tour. But at any rate, so we have our dump station or interactive icon. And then our pallet spawn point is there around the back. With respect to then can the farms be customized? We've said yes, the farms can be customized. We can pretty much sell everything on the farm once we sell all of our animals. DHL delivery driver. Oh, look at that. Look at that. That's awesome. That is awesome. Anyway, once we sell all of our animals, because I was rudely interrupted, we can sell the animal dealer, the animal places. We can sell all the buildings at the main farm. So here we have our farmers market sell point. We have 14 built-in productions, so we definitely have built-in production. And you could, if you wanted to sacrifice some of these starting fields, put down more production if you wanted to. So we're going to give the map a full point there. We have all of the sell points included in the map. We have the ability to sell all the base game crops, base game production items, and animal outputs. So we're going to get a point there. We have our digestate output. We have our dump station for our slurry over here. Then we have our dump station for the digester. And then we have our interactive trigger for the biogas plant. Coming down into our first industrial complex, we have on the left base game dairy, European dairy. Then we have the base game European spinnery. All those triggers are pretty much where they normally belong, so I don't think we need to show those off with great gusto. We have our base game grape processing facility. We have our grain mill, base game grain mill. Then we have the base game cereal factory located directly in front of us. Oh my gosh, I'm being annihilated. Traffic is brutal. Traffic is brutal on the map. So this is going to be that barn-looking sell point. We'll see what this sell point is here in a moment. Buildings where appropriate are using the new texture technique. Yes, because these are all FS22 base game buildings. So here we have, drum roll, please. This sell point is lime, seed, and fern. Oh, this is not a sell point. Sorry. This is where we can buy bulk lime, seed, and fertilizer. I was just assuming it was a sell point from when I did my initial kind of cursory look at the map. I didn't come down and look at it very closely, obviously. That's on Mojave. Look at this. I mean, this whole map is just completely picturesque. Here we have the restaurant, Neapolitan Pizzeria. Sell point. There's a little section of the main farm that does have some fencing. That can be removed also. So here we have the animal dealer. So we have a water trigger. We have our animal dealer trigger. Okay, right there. And then we have our animal stealer sell point, likely for our silage, hay, straw, and grass. So let's take a look here. And it just validate that. Yep, animal dealer. So this is really neat. I like how this is laid in here, and I love seeing animated animals on the map that are not tied to just our animal pens. Do want to double back to our other production areas, which are located right here. So we have our biogas sell point. Oh my gosh, this traffic. We have our sugar mill on the left. We have our stone crusher on the right. We have our sugar mill on the right back there. We have our oil mill on the right. And then we have our carpentry shop on the left. Now, with respect to the last point of contention, triggers clearly marked and interactive areas clearly marked. We're going to give the map a full point on that regard, with a little bit of a caveat because I want to point something out. Here we have our spawn point at our custom grain mill for our flour. We have the dump station here at our custom grain mill for the flour. And for whatever reason, tucked away behind these containers, we have our interactive icon to buy the mill or interact with the mill. I don't know why it's tucked in around the corner here. It can be pretty darn hard to find. So if you are looking for it, it is right here, kind of hidden around the corner. But it is still at least marked. You're not left around just trying to hunt where it might be. Personally, I think it would have been better suited right here at the roll door or over here at the people door if we didn't have a dumpster in front of it. But anyway, I digress. So we're going to give the map a full 5 points out of 5 points. We got a full point for 14 production being built into the map. We got a full point for including all of the base game crops, production items, and animal outputs as far as sellable. We got a full point because the farm is completely, totally, and utterly customizable. We can sell everything and start for fresh. All the buildings are using new texturing techniques, new windows. We have new ground textures on the map, and the player interactive areas overall are marked. Are they clear? They're not so much always in the best place, that one specifically, but they are marked. So we're not leaving the player kind of looking and trying to figure out where something might be. And here we are making our way back to the main farm. So guys, let me know what you think down in the comments below of Frühling. I think that's how we're supposed to pronounce it. And until next time, happy farming.